More and more Americans are making a very clear choice about their retirement. They want to stay right where they are. Rather than moving to assisted living, they're choosing to age in place. According to a recent AARP survey, 75% of adults age 50 and older intend to remain in their current homes as they get older. But standard houses aren't designed for this. They are often filled with hidden hazards, steep wooden staircases, high thresholds, and narrow doorways that directly threaten a person's physical independence. This chart shows the financial reality of neutralizing those risks on a fixed retirement income. Installing a simple stair lift averages about $7,000, and widening a single doorway to accommodate a walker or wheelchair can easily cost up to $2,000. Remaining safely in a beloved home ultimately requires substantial out-of-pocket spending, making it a financial luxury that few families can afford on their own. When these safety upgrades are prescribed by a doctor, many families assume Medicare will simply step in and cover the bill. But that is a dangerous assumption to make. Medicare Part B does cover durable medical equipment. If you need a walker, a wheelchair for your home, or a hospital bed, that is typically covered. However, Medicare explicitly refuses to pay for the structural modifications to the house itself. They will not cover the cost to build a wheelchair ramp, nor will they pay a contractor to widen your doorways. Even basic safety additions that seem essential, like grab bars in a slippery shower or raised toilet seats, are classified as convenience items. The homeowner is entirely responsible for the cost. This strict policy distinction creates a significant financial void. Vulnerable seniors are left to shoulder thousands of dollars in construction bills alone, simply to make their homes safe enough to use their Medicare-approved equipment. To bridge this exact financial gap, lawmakers in Congress have introduced a brand new proposal, the Senior Accessible Housing Tax Credit Act of 2026. This infographic outlines the core mechanics of the proposed bill. At its center is a non-refundable federal tax credit of up to $10,000 per year. To qualify, a taxpayer must be 60 years of age or older. And crucially, this $10,000 limit is designed to cover not just the physical materials, but the actual labor costs required for installation. The legislation is being heavily championed in the Senate by Kirsten Gillibrand, the top Democrat on the U.S. Senate Committee on Aging. By subsidizing the cost of necessary home upgrades, this bill attempts to lift the financial burden of aging in place off of a retiree's savings account. The bill specifically lists the structural modifications that qualify for this credit. The funds are earmarked for projects like building exterior wheelchair ramps, installing interior stair lifts, adding grab bars, and laying down non-slip flooring. However, any general cosmetic remodeling is explicitly excluded. You cannot use this credit to finance a modern kitchen makeover or upgrade your decorative cabinets. Because these specific safety upgrades increase the utility of existing homes, the proposal has already garnered formal support from major institutions like the National Association of Realtors. The legislation is designed strictly as a medical lifeline to keep older Americans safe, meaning it cannot be leveraged as a generic tax loophole for standard home improvement. Now, it is important to be clear. The 2026 Act is currently just a proposal. Before anyone can claim a single dollar, it must pass through Congress and be signed into law by President Trump. If you or a family member cannot afford to wait until 2026 and need to make home modifications today, you do have other options. Under current IRS rules, you can potentially deduct certain home modifications as medical expenses. But there is a critical hurdle. You must itemize your deductions on your tax return, rather than taking the standard deduction. This chart demonstrates the steep financial threshold you have to clear. The IRS dictates that you can only deduct eligible medical expenses that exceed 7.5% of your adjusted gross income, or AGI. So while tax relief for home safety upgrades does exist right now, it is often buried behind complex codes that demand significant upfront spending before you see any actual financial benefit. There is one final complication built into the current tax law, known as the property value catch. This equation shows how the catch works. If you spend $20,000 on an accessibility upgrade, but that upgrade increases your home's total appraisal value by $8,000, you can generally only claim the remaining $12,000 as a deductible medical expense. Because these rules are so rigid, you should always consult IRS Publication 502 and speak directly with a licensed tax professional before attempting to claim this deduction. To bypass the federal tax code entirely, check your state and local community programs, which often provide immediate direct grants for aging-in-place improvements. A safe, accessible place to live should be a basic right. Whether you utilize existing tax codes today or wait for the proposed $10,000 credit in 2026, understanding your financial options is the first step. If you found this helpful, please share it with a family member who is planning for their retirement. And thanks for watching.